Yeah. Thank all day, baby. Thank all day.
I'm going to be the face of boxing. Are you now?
I'm definitely face of boxing.
And then Lamont Roach comes into the ring, and listen, regardless, like Lamont Roach came in there and he was confident. And I don't think a lot of people believed that he was going to be able to get it done against Tank. People thought that Tank was going to knock him out.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach faced off in a fiery exchange ahead of their rematch. Tank didn't hold back. He warned Roach to leave his wife and kids at home, saying he's fed up with all the trash talk. The tension was real as both fighters threw verbal jabs, proving this rematch is more than just business, it's personal.
And I promise you, you better lead them home. You better lead the females home. On my mother, you better lead the females home and the kids. On my mother.
Yeah.
Now watch this.
They gonna
now
beat
watch.
It. They gonna beat
now
it.
watch. Now watch.
What's different from 10 minutes ago when you said that?
You know how when they told you say how like I posed it for Lomachenko, right? Mm-hmm. And like how he said like he was retired and things like that. I feel as though like we've been in it so long that we are getting tired of it. Like we've been beating our body up so long, but it be like situations like just now, like where he talking that spark the plug again.
Yeah, that's what
Is that all it takes for you? Is that all it takes? Just a little comment?
Nah, but that.
The showdown between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach is no longer just another fight on their records. It's become a defining moment in both of their careers. Davis, known for his explosive power and dominance, was caught off guard when Roach held his own in their first meeting. That fight forced everyone to take a closer look at their skills. Roach's calm, calculated approach didn't just earn him respect, it gave him the belief that he could go toe-to-toe with one of boxing's most feared fighters. Now, the rivalry feels different, and their next bout promises even more fireworks.
But they've known each other. These two have known each other for a while. Does Lamont Roach just understand a way to beat or frustrate Tank in a way that others don't? You know what I mean? Like, has he just found it, so to speak? Like, I have a lot I want to find out after that, because the first fight was so controversial. I think leaving it up to a draw is fine, whatever, even though under the letter of the law, Tank probably should have lost this fight, and probably would have if they counted the knockdown when he took a knee. He blamed it on grease. Roach a real shot, even though I still would say Tank figures it out and gets it done and takes it more seriously this time.
Yeah, I think that because they're so familiar with each other, like these guys fought each other when they were kids, and then Lamont Roach comes into the ring, and listen, regardless, like Lamont Roach came in there and he was confident. And I don't think a lot of people believed that he was going to be able to get it done against Tank. People thought that Tank was going to knock him out. Here's the thing though, Tank is actually super skilled. Like he doesn't throw a lot. When he does, he's extremely accurate, but he does have skill. And what he does is he reels in.
This rematch is about more than just a win. It's about pride, redemption, and legacy. Gervonta "Tank" Davis hasn't hidden his frustration with the draw in their last fight. He sees it as a stain on his record that never should have happened, and it's only made him hungrier to prove a point. Lamont Roach, meanwhile, stands by the result, believing his hard work and discipline earned him that outcome. For him, this rematch is a chance to show the world he truly belongs at the top. With both fighters entering the ring with something personal to prove, fans can expect a high-stakes, emotional battle.
Lamont Roach throwing his hands fast as hell. He's in the gym preparing. I think the rematch with Roach versus Gervonta can actually be more exciting than the first one. In my opinion, I've said this many times, the actual fight itself wasn't that crazy. The crazy thing is what you've never seen before, the knee. As far as a boxing match, it was, if you look at the copy box, they didn't throw a lot of punches. It wasn't like, it wasn't really a great fight. But as far as the fight itself, the second one can't, because I think Tank is coming for blood. He's not going to pull his punches at all. I don't think he really did the first time, but I'm not sure how well he prepared or how mentally focused he was. I think you're going to get the very best Tank in a rematch, and you may just get an even better Lamont Roach, since Lamont Roach don't have to speculate if he's good enough. He fought Tank. He has more confidence now than he did before, and he felt that he was robbed. So he's going to be on one. I think the rematch is going to be far more exciting.
Davis has always performed well under pressure, but this training camp has taken his focus to a whole new level. He's not just preparing to win, he's aiming to dominate. Instead of relying solely on his raw power, Davis is sharpening his ring IQ and tightening up the defensive gaps Roach exposed in their first fight. He's now emphasizing timing and counterpunching to neutralize Roach's speed and accuracy. The criticism from their last matchup has only added fuel to his fire. Every session in camp shows his drive to prove he's still the top dog in his division, and to remind everyone why he once seemed unbeatable.
Everybody really think Tank go take the L. I've been seeing it. They said it's over. They think that this time Lamont go in more confident, knowing that basically he can, really take it to Tank. Yeah, I want him to go in there confident. He's very skilled. Go in there confident. Because you gonna go up against a different Tank. Like I told y'all in previous videos, he gonna go in there confident, thinking he could walk Tank down. Don't forget, with Tank, if he get you on that button, them lights going off. I don't care who you is. Remember how it ended up with Frank Martin? So yeah, don't go in there thinking that you going against like somebody that, like Ryan Garcia, somebody that's gonna fold. You going against Gervonta Tank Davis. And I think that confidence is what's gonna get Lamont dropped. Because one thing I will say, with Tank, that wasn't your best fight against Lamont, bro. Confident, and you was really just, your mind was in y'all story, the lore and everything with y'all history. You ain't going there like I'm fighting a stranger. You going there like, oh, this Lamont, this from the same camp, we from the same area. But now I think that whole situation woke him up, because you gotta think, Tank not used to losing. He not used to people being against him. He not used to being the one that like gotta step back from a situation. That's why I think he being hushed right now, because when he come this time, it ain't no talking. And that's why I think it's scary, because we never see Tank in that mode where he don't say a word. I think this gonna be a different Tank. And what's crazy is Tank used to be like that in the beginning, like when he was with Floyd. Like when I'm talking about Tank with the fade, with the waves, bro. He ain't used to be on that showboat and stuff until he got like, a little bit more.
While Davis is training to take back his spot at the top, Roach is laser focused on claiming it for himself. Heading into the rematch, he's calm, grounded, and fully aware of what's at stake, neither cocky nor shaken. Roach's game plan centers on growth, smart adjustments, and staying one step ahead. He's been open about the strengths Davis brings to the ring, but won't let that overshadow how far he's come. With a mature mindset and a focus on discipline and patience, Roach isn't relying on what worked before. He's coming in with a full, well-thought-out game plan. This time, he's smarter, sharper, and more dangerous than ever.
The rematches that you fought?
0.
What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again?
Whew, it's a good question. It's going to be based on my training camp. I have to push myself a little harder if that didn't get me the win. And I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not going to lie, I have room.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more gears?
100% for a fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta that night. I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever the case may be. He's a hell of a fighter. Hell of an IQ, great punching power, good speed, and a really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that. Don't think because of what I did, y'all think y'all can just go in there and think y'all can have the same night, you know what I'm saying, or do the same thing. He still will go upside your head and crack you, and you know what I'm saying, you might end up on the floor.
From the moment Roach returned to training camp, his focus has been crystal clear. Every move has purpose, every round is taken seriously. Instead of simply doing more, Roach is doing things smarter, prioritizing precision over volume. His team has carefully built a strategy around mimicking Davis's pace, pressure, and angles, making sure Roach is ready for anything. The attention to detail, from sharpening his footwork to perfecting timing and strengthening his fundamentals, shows he's not leaving anything to chance. Roach isn't just preparing to hold his own. He's getting ready to take control.
Lamont Roach in training camp, ready for one of the biggest rematches in 2025 against Gervonta Tank Davis. One of the biggest faces. What a man.
Keyshawn Davis, a rising star in the ring and a growing voice in boxing commentary, shared an eye-opening perspective on the Davis vs. Roach storyline. He believes Gervonta Tank Davis might be dealing with more than just physical prep. According to Keyshawn, Tank could be hitting a mental plateau, a quiet drop in the hunger and drive that once made him so unstoppable. It's not about lacking skill, but about passion and focus. If there's truth to that, it could show up in the fight through slower reactions, off timing, or a lack of urgency when it matters most.
Which version he shows up with, and no disrespect to Roach, but you know what I mean.
No, that is disrespectful to Roach, and like y'all fight fans gotta realize that is disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like he in there fighting another grown man that ain't going for none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And you don't think Roach is gonna come with another game plan or something better or this, that, and third. So when they had a rematch, are y'all still gonna say, oh, Tank's still not his full self ever since he fought whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, like Roach is a hell of a fighter. He proved he was a hell of a fighter, so he need to get that credit. He's a hell of a fighter. I don't know who's gonna win that rematch. I honestly feel like.
On the flip side, Lamont Roach is seen as a fighter on the rise. Confident, focused, and fueled by a strong sense of purpose. Keyshawn views him as someone with everything to gain and nothing to lose, fully embracing his underdog status with grit and determination. This dynamic shifts the fight into more than just a physical matchup. It becomes a mental showdown. The big question: can Davis reconnect with the fire that once made him unstoppable, or will Roach's growing momentum and sharp mindset tip the scales? Keyshawn's take highlights the deeper truth about boxing at the highest level, where mental toughness can be just as important as skill or conditioning.
Well, he lost the love for the sport, and he's no longer hungry anymore.
Well, that's what I was getting at.
Yet you got a guy that's just super hungry and never had no attention, now getting all his attention, and now he get around 2 of his attention. Is like, shit, that's kind of hard to beat. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Tank is still a great fighter. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. It's 50-50. And to your point, we were saying, okay, he lost love of the sport. I don't really think Canelo got the same love he had for the sport when he was coming up.
Conversations with Lamont Roach's inner circle reveal just how carefully his camp has mapped out their strategy. His father, who's been by his side throughout his career, shared that Gervonta Davis approached their first fight with noticeable caution, not out of fear, but as a smart response to Roach's unpredictable style and ability to adjust on the fly. Roach's team believes that hesitation gave them a mental edge, one they're now looking to build on. They've hinted that behind the scenes, industry pressures may have pushed the original fight forward even though Davis had doubts, a twist that adds a layer of politics and tension to this rematch. For Roach's camp, that context matters. Their plan now is to ramp up the pressure early, control the pace, and capitalize on any lingering uncertainty from Davis. In their eyes, this isn't just a second fight. It's part 2 of a strategy they believe started working the moment the first bell rang.
You gonna see the difference. I mean, I believe we want to fight. Nobody can tell us different. The majority of the world believe we want to fight. So you gonna see. Both of them gonna raise their level. Both of them. So yeah, they're gonna make for a greater fight. But
no way, neither of them are gonna knock each other out. It's gonna go the distance.
For Lamont Roach, this fight is about legacy, not a quick payday or a fleeting spotlight. He's aiming to carve his name into boxing history. A win over Gervonta "Tank" Davis wouldn't just be an upset. It would mark Roach's rise as a serious, lasting force in the division. He's been clear about what matters to him, earning respect through what he does in the ring, not through hype. Everything in his camp, from his diet to his sparring partners to how he handles the media, has been carefully aligned with that bigger goal. Roach isn't just chasing a victory, he's chasing a defining moment.
The Tank Davis vs. Lamont Roach rematch is being targeted for June 21st in Las Vegas. Now, it's good that they're running it back without wasting any time because Roach absolutely deserves a rematch. I mean, I thought he outboxed Tank the last time around. He came up a division as a gigantic 10-1 underdog, and he was the one on the front foot, landing his jab, the body shots, the combinations, throwing a lot more volume. I had it 7-5 Roach, and the no knockdown in round 9 was the reason it was a draw. If that knockdown was scored, that would have been a decision for Roach. But with all that being said, I do like Tank a lot more in the rematch. I thought he fought way too much on the back foot in the first fight, especially the first few rounds. He would land 1 or 2 punches per round. But as he started becoming the aggressor in the later rounds, he kept landing a lot more left hands and body shots. So Tank just needs to make this a dogfight, get into more exchanges, and that's where he'll land a lot more punches on Roach. When he's sitting on the back foot waiting for a counter, that's where Roach is comfortable and winning most of the rounds. So if Tank can fight the same way he did against Ryan Garcia, rounds 3 to 7, against Mario Barrios in the later rounds, or Frank Martin round 4 to 8, if he's the one on the front foot, then I do think he'll stop Roach in the rematch.
That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. and make sure to stay tuned for the next one. You won't want to miss it.